Welcome to another episode of Transform with Neha. We've got the amazing Dr. Mickey Mehta here with us. And I don't know if I have enough words to do justice to his, lineage of achievements and accomplishments over the course of his 40-year journey. He has been the recipient of the Economic Times Health and Wellness Icon of India Award. He has authored multiple books, The Shunyam Quotient, Lose Weight, Gain Shape, and we have a few more books that are going to be coming our way shortly. He's also the only Indian to have an honorary double doctorate in holistic health and life sciences in integrated medicines. He's also first fitness trainer of the country, the first fitness columnist, the first fitness TV and radio presenter. He has been a fitness trainer and guru and mentor to India Inc., the top billionaires, celebrities, Bollywood, Miss Indias, Miss Universes, you name it. He has been there. He's also had the very rare distinction of training the Indian Army, Navy, Air Force, and the police. And he's also spoken at Harvard, IIT, IIMs, the author, the poet, the philosopher, the guide, the mentor, the brand, institute, the legendary Dr. Mickey Mehta. So Dr. Mickey Mehta, such a pleasure to have you here in this very special collaboration. So without further ado, let's get down to it. The big how-to question for today is, how do we live in shunyamness? I thought of this question for you because you've written a book on this, The Shunyam Quotient. So let's begin with, what does it mean? What does it mean when you say shunyamness?
The word shunyam, verbatim translation means zero. But the meaning of zero in English is very shallow. But the meaning and the connotation of shunyam is very deep. The shunyam is that empty womb out of which the whole universe and universes and multiverses could be born again and again, and to which they will return again and again. So should we call it a point of transition? Like how in a car, when there was a gear shift, from first to second, second to third, third to fourth, we would move through the neutral. You have to move through the neutral. There is no way. Awareness of the neutral is what makes you awareness of the shunyam, and that's what makes you awareness of creativity and the productive power of shunyam. So shunyam is the universal creative productive womb. So the shunyam quotient is, after you've divided everything and nothing remains, emptiness remains. Quotient is the remainder. In multiply, there is a product. In division, there is a quotient. So what remains is zero. So zero means nothing. But here, it means emptiness which has a potential to give birth to everything in life. So seeding of life happens through shunyam quotient. Seeding of life happens in shunyam quotient. And when you say that I am in shunyam quotient, which means A, you're doing nothing and simply being quiet, or in your being and becoming, in your activity also there is passivity, and you're so total, you're so complete that you're moving in shunyam quotient seamlessly.
So can you give us a few tips on how we can actually achieve that, mind state of being in shunyam?
So when we speak about yoga, yoga is about confluence, congruence, consonance. Okay. So when confluence happens, is the confluence of yin and yang, Chandra Surya, Ida Pingala, Ganga Jamuna. When we say congruence, it is your sacred geometry with the sacred geometry of the cosmos. So when you get into different postures of a tree, a stone, a mountain, a river, an animal, you're becoming one with the elements of creativity. And you get into epistemological humility. Epistemological humility also brings you to shunyam quotient, where you are completely in awe of the divine, where reverence comes to fore. When you're deeply in reverence, you are in shunyam quotient. because, and also, so one is epistemological humility, and then if you are pantheistically inclined, which means once again you are complete, sorry,
These words are this heavy.
no, it doesn't matter. I'm explaining also. So let me explain.
Hmm.
So when you're pantheistically inclined, which means that you are once again in deep wonderment of nature, that how come these miracles of life are constantly happening? How is a flower so fragile, yet very fragrant? How does water so sweet climb up 200 feet in a coconut? So these things bring you in the shunyam moment, in the shunyam quotient. And when you are deeply in the shunyam quotient, miracles happen to you, occurrences happen to you, visions happen to you, seeding of desires and aspirations happen to you. And you move in life becoming the manifester of your own destiny. You can become the co-creator of your destiny. You have two legs to walk towards it, hands to make it, eyes to see it, mind to perceive it, heart to believe it, and a spirit to achieve it. So you become a co-creator of your destiny. You know, Rig Veda says, we are what our deepest desires are. As are our desires, so will be our will. As will be our will, so will be our intentions. As will be our intentions, so will be our deeds. And as will be our deeds, so will be our destiny.
Beautiful.
So the Shunyam quotient makes you the co-creator, makes you a god.
You know, over time, we've seen different quotients come into focus. So, you know, we began at a time where we put a lot of focus on the IQ, the intelligence quotient. Then that went into EQ, the emotional quotient, right? That further went into what we are calling today is the CQ, which is the creative and collaborative quotient. That seems to be the prominent one in today's time and age. But what you are speaking about is something that's timeless and will be the need of the hour, if not already in the future, the Shunyam quotient, the SQ. So when we look at the world around us today, Mickey, we look at COVID-19, right? We look at what's happening globally, politically, not just in the West and other countries, but in our country as well. We see what's happening with the migrant workers. We see what's happening to the farmers. We see the suicide rates, not just for teenagers, but also for young adults. How would you view these scenarios that are happening in our life today that we're seeing and consuming every day from the lens of Shunyam quotient?
So the Shunyam quotient is the eternal truth. Truth is the constant. Truth is the non-change. There is constant in maths and geometry also. So the non-change factor. And so it is said, so okay, I heard this somewhere and then I expanded on it. Truth is. Truth simply is. What is remains. What is and remains abides. What is remains and abide perpetuates. What is, abides, remains and perpetuate will always grow and not change. So truth is, truth simply is the biggest non-change. So Shunyam quotient is the non-change. So everything on the wheel, on the circumference moves, but the center doesn't move. Which is why when you sit deeply in meditation, the negative forces of the planets will not touch you because you're centered. You will be targeted if you're on the circumference. In center, you escape. So there was a monk in Japan who was giving, a Zen monk, who was giving a discourse on the 80th floor. And then there were tremors and the building shook. And some 50 odd people disappeared. After 30-40 minutes, when everything settled, the people came back and they settled in their seats only to see the monk sitting quiet, eyes shut and a smile on the face. And then he continued from the point he had stopped. After the discourse was over, one fellow couldn't resist and he says, "Sir, when there were tremors, we all escaped. Why didn't you?" He said, "The guys, wherever you escaped, tremors followed you. But where I escaped, there were no tremors. So he escaped within. So Shunyam quotient is an escape. Kichal mein kamal ki bhati. Like a lotus in the muck, unfazed, unaffected. The pristineness, the purity, and the beauty of the lotus remains always in the Shunyam quotient, the non-change factor. So, whenever you are sitting quiet in solitude, in quietude, you become whole. And when you become whole, you become independent of everything. You become untouchable, you become centered. And when you're centered, nothing affects you. The circumference, the storms of the circumference don't affect you. Okay, and so the Shunyam quotient is the quotient to escape and to remain. It's your holiday. And you can have this holiday of life 10 times a day, 15 times a day. Then what happens? The experience of the Shunyam quotient is so intoxicating that you do more of it, and you do more of it. And then you do more of it, and then your life becomes a process of continuity, seamlessness in Shunyam quotient. So being, becoming, being, becoming, being, becoming. You're in the flow, rhythm, You're synchronized. Your circadian unit rhythm is synchronized with the universal rhythm. And you're flowing and you're in rhythm with the universe.
So Mickey, before you leave us, you got to share your 10 commandments with us.
And of course, why not? You know, the first philosophy of life should be why not, never why. Because why makes things impossible. Why not makes everything possible. And my 10 commandments will make your life possible. So, commandment number one. Let wellness be the religion number one. Because religions divide, wellness unites. Wellness purifies. Wellness integrates. Wellness regulates. Wellness revitalizes you. And in this state, your devotion becomes the utmost, or then you can become a better Hindu, better Muslim, better Christ, better Parsi, better Buddhist. Number two, join Dr. Mickey Mehta's Wellness Revolution for Human Evolution. Why evolution? Because with purpose you evolve. So, pursue your purpose and the universe will fulfill your dreams. Mark Twain said there are two most important days in human life. The day you are born, that's number one. And number two, when you realize why. Number three, be firmly rooted in humility to be better rooted in humanity. Humility to four. Number four, have a collective vision for the world's growth. Number five, have a sense of pride for everyone in this universe. Number six, sleep every night with a wish to heal yourself. Wake up every morning with a promise to heal the world. Number eight, the best exercise for biceps is to uplift the poor. Number nine, the best exercise for shoulders is to take responsibilities of the underprivileged. And number 10, feel loss of eyes, to philosophize, to get energized, to get maximized, to get naturalized, to get optimized, to get internalized, to get eternalized, to get evolutionized, to get revolutionized, to get synergized, to get synchronized, to get mesmerized, to get hypnotized, to get initialized, to get specialized, all negativity neutralized, to get Mickey-mized.
Thank you, Mickey, for joining us here. But we'll be back with Mickey next week as well.
Love you all.
With another question for the TWN family. Until then, bye-bye.